Good morning. Director Hargun Talak ADCP here. Intelligence Director Hargun Talak ADCP. This morning we'll be covering the world leaders procuring a magical crystal ball from ancient times. They thought Megaray was a magical crystal ball, the world leaders, and they had to have sex with a baby to get a crystal ball from the Klux Klan. The Klux Klan marketed it as a crystal ball. World leaders procure magical crystal ball from ancient times. Megaray LRAD. Magical crystal ball. 1836 to 1908, China. Look or observe anyone, talk to anyone. Holographic images and projection. Mind reader. Crystal ball, the Dowager Empress. To acquire, must have sex with a baby from one of the breeders. Devil worshipper girls. Cleaning unit, Mason's property unit. Drug raiders group. Or murder someone. And also what we shall be doing is the world leaders' statements citing sexual behaviour in children in their care. With children in their care, making statements citing sexual behaviours. With Louisa's people. So when they've got a child in their care, they're all pedophiles, the world leaders. They've cited sexual behaviours, their statements of sexual behaviours that they've made, and the children have since died, have been murdered. Foster kids, citing sexual behaviours in foster kids. With Louisa's people, with Louisa. And wanking in the baby's mouth. So when they procure the crystal ball, they have to wank on newborn babies. Pointed it out. List of famous people currently being arrested for sex tape with newborn babies. Barack Obama, Christopher Wray, Prince William, Prince Harry, all British ministers, all European Union ministers, all Australian ministers, Labour's Green and Liberal, all New Zealand ministers, all Canadian ministers. Mark Zuckerberg, update European leaders charged with murdering intelligence agencies. Parliamentary office. So that again, Barack Obama, Christopher Wray, George Bush having sex with a baby to get a crystal ball. Prince William having sex with a baby to get a crystal ball. Prince Harry, all British ministers having sex with a baby to get a crystal ball. George Bush having sex with a baby to get a crystal ball. All European ministers having sex with a baby to get a crystal ball. All Australian ministers, all FBI. All the FBI had sex with the FBI, Christopher Wray. They all had sex with a baby, and the tapes are there. So we're sending the tapes to everyone. Sex with a baby to get the crystal ball, which was Megaray, which was the LRAD. The crystal ball was the LRAD. Now with the crystal ball from the Dowager Empress, Ming Dynasty, China. Look or observe anyone, talk to anyone. Holographic images and projections, mind reader. Crystal ball, the Dowager Empress. To acquire, must have sex with baby with one of the breeders. Devil worshipper girls. Cleaning unit, Mason's property group, drug raiders group. Or murder someone. They have to murder someone or have sex with a baby. All the world leaders.
CUI Intel FOUO, UR 903, 26 October 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by Hargun Tilaka. Page 1 of 6, this content is classified for CUI, unclassified, or information classified at a lower level than the overall classification displayed. This content shall not be used as a source of derivative classification. Refer instead to Executive Order 12333 United States Intelligence Activities. It must be reviewed for both classified national security information, CNSI, and CUI in accordance with DOD 5230.09 prior to public release. Louisa Hells Angels Prostitute Pedophile Cops Citing Sexual Behaviors in Young Children. What's normal, what's not. The FBI allege a behavior behavior citing means a confirmed direct observation by one or more Louisa Angels prostitute pedophile cops in suburbs or country settings. They state they were at a young carefree male's place when they were in fact at White Power's Stormfront residences, a minor child who has been taken into state custody and placed with a state-licensed adult. Typically more than chance observations, as per article, Sexual Behaviors in Young Children, What's Normal, What's Not, link, https://www.healthychildren.org English ages, stages preschool pages Sexual, Behaviors Young Children asks, the FBI allege Louisa Angels prostitute pedophile cops provided disabled child prostitution use of children for sexual activities in exchange for remuneration or another form of retribution gifts, food, clothes, etc. This activity is included under the umbrella term of sexual exploitation. Key P number equals corresponding highlighted Daily Intelligence Brief page 00, text, World Leaders Ministers Statements Reports citing sexual behavior in children in their care work for Louisa and Herbert Stormfront. Barack Obama, Christopher Wray, Prince William, Prince Harry, all British ministers, all European Union ministers, all Australian ministers, Labour, Greens, Liberal, all New Zealand ministers, all Canadian ministers, Mark Zuckerberg, George Bush, NATO heads, Jens Stoltenberg, a minor child who has been taken into state custody and placed with a state-licensed adult, typically more than chance observations, CUI Intel FOUO, UR 903, 26 October 23. CUI Intel FOUO, by, Gunatilaka, pH 2 of 6, CUI Intel FOUO, UR 903. 26 October 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by, Gunatilaka, pH 3 of 6, CUI Intel FOUO. UR 903, 26 October 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by, Gunatilaka, pH 4 of 6. CUI Intel FOUO, UR 903, 26 October 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by, Gunatilaka. Turn on more accessible mode, skip ribbon commands, skip to main content, turn off animation. Sexual behaviors in young children, what's normal, what's not, 2. As a parent, you may be perfectly comfortable talking with your child about the differences between right and wrong, but talking with them about their private parts and sexual development is not always so easy. Seeing what may appear to be sexual behaviors in your young child may be especially distressing. You may worry that these behaviors are odd, deviant, or a sign of sexual victimization. In fact, sexual behaviors in children are common, especially between about 3 to 6 years old. Usually, they are a normal part of development. Read on for information that can help you tell the difference between normal sexual behaviors and behaviors that may signal a problem. At a very young age, children begin to explore their bodies. They may touch, poke, pull or rub their body parts, including their genitals. It is important to keep in mind that these behaviors are not sexually motivated. They typically are driven by curiosity and attempts at self-soothing. Curiosity about bodies, and their differences, can also prompt children to try to look at others in states of undress, rub up against them and ask questions about genitals and toileting. As children grow older, they will need guidance in learning about their body parts, their functions and appropriate social boundaries that surround them. Normal sexual behaviors in toddlers and preschoolers, 2. Normative normal, common sexual behavior in 2 to 6-year-olds may include touching, rubbing genitals in public or private, looking at or touching a peer's or sibling's genitals, showing genitals to peers, standing or sitting too close to someone, trying to see peers or adults naked. Examples of sexual behaviors in children aged 2 through 6 years, 3. Accessibility menu, turn on more common, normal behaviors. Is a child's self-stimulation a sign sexual abuse? 2. Caregivers often assume that self-stimulatory behaviors such as masturbation must have been taught, suggesting that the child was sexually abused. This is not the case. Children simply find their genitals, recognize that stimulating them feels good and continue to engage in the behavior. What to do when these behaviors happen? 2. In general, a young child's sexual behaviors that are easily redirected and do not cause harm or distress are not a cause for concern. When these behaviors happen, it is important to stay calm and not become angry or upset. Instead, try to redirect your child's attention. You might say something like, "It's okay for you to touch your own body, but you should do that in a private place." This is also a good time to discuss body safety and respecting each other. Sexual behavior problems, red flags, 2. Parents also need to know when a child's sexual behavior may be more than harmless curiosity and should be addressed by a professional. Sexual behavior problems may pose a risk to the safety and well-being of your child and other children. They also can signal an underlying neuropsychiatric disorder. Physical. Sexual abuse or exposure to sexual content. Sexual behavior problems in young children include any act that, 3. is disruptive, they cannot focus on a task due to the behavior. Occurs to the exclusion of other activities and cannot be redirected. Causes emotional or physical pain or injury to themselves or others. Is associated with physical aggression. Is associated with physical aggression. Involves coercion or force. Simulates penetrative and/or adult sexual acts. Teaching body safety and boundaries. 10 tips for parents. 2. You can start to teach your child about body boundaries and safety as soon as they can talk. Here are some tips that can help. Teach children proper names for all body parts, including their genitals, penis, vagina, breasts and buttocks. Making up names for body parts may give the impression that they are bad or a secret and cannot be talked about. Also, teach your child which parts are private, those usually covered by a swimsuit and should not be looked at or touched without their permission. Modesty isn't a concept most young children can fully grasp, but you can still lay a foundation for future discussions and model good social boundaries. If you have kids of various ages, for example, teach your younger children to give older siblings their privacy if they request it. Don't force affection. Do not force or guilt your children to give hugs or kisses. It is okay for them to tell even grandma or grandpa that they do not want to give them a kiss or a hug goodbye. Teach your child alternate ways to show affection and respect without close physical touch, high fives, thumbs up, etc. Reinforce that their body is theirs to control, a concept called body autonomy. Explain okay versus not okay touches. An okay touch is a way for people to show they care for and help each other, like when caregivers help with bathing or toileting, or when doctors check to make sure their body is healthy. Reassure your child that most touches are okay touches. A not okay touch is one they don't like, hurts them, makes them feel uncomfortable, confused, scared, or one that has anything to do with private parts. Reinforce that people should respect each other. Discuss how it is never okay for anyone to look at or touch their private parts without their permission. At the same time, give your children a solid rule about inappropriate touches. It is easy for a child to understand the concept of a rule. This will make it easier for them to recognize a not okay touch if one happens and say no to these. If anyone ever touches their private parts or makes them feel uncomfortable, inappropriate touching, especially by a trusted adult, can be very confusing to a child. Reassure your children that you will listen to and believe them if they tell you about not okay touches. Control media exposure. Shows and make use of parental controls available through many cellular, internet, cable and satellite providers. Providing appropriate alternatives is an important part of avoiding exposure to sexual content in the media. Be aware that children may see adult sexual behaviors in person or on screens and may not tell you that this has occurred. Review this information regularly with your children. Some good times to talk to your children about personal safety are during bath time, bedtime, doctor visits and before any new situation. Children meet and interact with many different adults and children every day, at childcare. Expect questions. Your child asks and the answers that are appropriate to give will depend on your child's age and ability to understand. It is always important to tell the truth. See when and how to talk with your child about sex for tips that can make it easier for both of you. Talk with your child's pediatrician, too. If you are dealing with any of these issues or have more questions, don't hesitate to talk with your child's pediatrician. They can work with you to distinguish age-appropriate normal sexual behaviors from behaviors that are developmentally inappropriate or signal potential sexual behavior problems. Asking for help simply means you want what is best for your child, and you will do whatever you can to help them succeed. CUI Intel FOUO, UR 904, 9 November 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by Har Gunatilaka. Ph 1 of 3, this content is classified for CUI, unclassified, or information classified at a lower level than the overall classification displayed. This content shall not be used as a source of derivative classification. Refer instead to Executive Order 12333 United States Intelligence Activities. It must be reviewed for both classified national security information, CNSI, and CUI in accordance with DOD 5230.09 prior to public release. Liberal Party concrete block murders, fridge full of children's bodies and preparing concrete block molds. Note, as per Facebook page, Cryptology Information Warfare, the 27th of October, 2023, link. https://www.facebook.com/100,935,870,422/posts vid 0 FCOFRAF4 JSXM3HV1 EJ12 V4 SM23 BSFDK ish VP79 Akang 7 NKH2QTLRSL. Update. Fake Me 5 Zara people charged with closed loop, getting the cops on the LRAD to harass her, then pretending to do the work. Fraud trying to get money, again, pigs charged with harassing her in the shopping center with their LRAD. Crazy the pigs and Fake Me 5 need mental health. What idiotic stuff they talk about. Update. We need to apply to apprehend the police operations center these Megaray LRAD people. They talk about every single crime inside people houses while the crime is happening, from shoplifting to murder, then they swap everything and something becomes else. Schizophrenia. 6. Director Ha keeps getting removed by world leaders and ministers we still require to be completed. Police and liberals charged with concrete block murders. Cops and liberals charged fridge full of child concrete blocked bodies children's bodies. Cops and liberals charged shown police planning to murder fridge children. Cops and liberals charged shown with preparing numerous concrete block molds. Then going and wanking in the child victims' mouths with Judge Meager and liberals before returning to complete the concrete block molds. Cops and liberals charged shown attaching hair to concrete blocks. Cops and liberals charged shown concrete blocking children. ASIO direct operations to apprehend them. Saturday the 21st of October ASIO code word Huggies Ha pointed it out they're all wanking on newborn babies' skin protection. He. So damn funny. Ha pointed it out, get it, doing exactly what I'm supposed to do. List of famous people currently being arrested for sex tape with newborn baby. Everyone very important if they have a case, noose them up. Barack Obama, Christopher Wray, Prince William, Prince Harry, all British ministers, all European Union ministers, all Australian ministers, Labour, Greens, Liberal, all New Zealand ministers, all Canadian ministers. Mark Zuckerberg update. European Union leaders charged murdering intelligence agents, police, parliamentary office workers that no ministers have child devil worship murder cases, where they choose to. Key P number equals corresponding highlighted daily intelligence brief page 00, CUI Intel FOUO, UR 904, 9 November 23. CUI Intel FOUO, by, Tilaka, pH 2 of 3, roast in a devil worship pit, wank on the body and ministers cannibalize, eat the child. All European Union leaders charged, foster parents of dead children. Check tick box. Correct crime scene photos of children's bodies burnt and eaten. Check tick box. Correct cases done secretly. Murder, cover-ups and frame people that know. Check tick box. Correct. 2. ASIO opens P1 child birthday party concrete block murder cases. The FBI charged Louisa PIC's people, Barack Obama, Benjamin Netanyahu, Anthony Albanese, Prince William, Princess Zara, Catherine with concrete block executions. 1. Louisa PIC's people selling children for international sex, child prostitution. Daniel Morcom, Michelle Pogmore, Ect. Child prostitute placed on medication by state following sexual behavior complaints, in custody with a state-licensed adult. 2. Megaray LRAD people that are solved case or doing child investigation work to call into police station. Then 3. Organizing Ku Klux Klan police to murder or concrete block execute them. 4. Louisa Obama, Netanyahu, world leaders pretending to do Ku Klux Klan work to steal. Director Tilaka ADC, P. Music, movies, entertainment, royalties plus more than $6 billion. 5. Louisa PIC's people, Barack Obama, Benjamin Netanyahu, Anthony Albanese, Prince William, Princess Zara, Catherine organizing Ku Klux Klan white power to murder. Director Tilaka ADC, P. For financial gain. Director Tilaka ADC, P. Music, movies, entertainment, royalties plus more than $6 billion, stating the music isn't him, and Ha isn't me. Me direct operations to apprehend the world leaders for procuring children for prostitution, baby sex, fraud, pretending to do Ku Klux Klan white power concrete block national security operations, Megaray LRAD Co., ordinated terrorism, and murdering investigators for financial gain. Director Tilaka ADC, P. Music, movies, entertainment, royalties plus more than $6 billion, stating the music isn't him, and Ha isn't me, and mental, Dear Tilaka ADC, P. Cryptology Information Warfare Director General U.S. Military Intelligence, 2017 to present. CUI Intel FOUO, UR 904, 9 November 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by, Tilaka. Page 3 of 3, FBI Federal Bureau of Investigation Director General Megaphone Sonic Weapon Worldwide, 2017 to present, Washington, District of Columbia, Naval Special Warfare Command Director, General of Operations Southeast Asia, 2017 to present, Coronado, California, NSA National Security Agency Director General Southeast Asia, 2018 to present, Central Intelligence Agency Director, General Southeast Asia, 2016 to present, Sydney, Australia. CIS MI6 Director General of Operations, London, United Kingdom. CUI Intel FOUO, UR95, 9 November 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by, Gunatilaka. Page 1 of 6, this content is classified for, CUI, unclassified, or information classified at a lower level than the overall classification displayed. This content shall not be used as a source of derivative classification. Refer instead to Executive Order 12333 United States Intelligence Activities. It must be reviewed for both classified national security information, CNSI, and CUI in accordance with DoD 5230.09 prior to public release. World leaders procure magical crystal ball from ancient times. Megaray LRAD. Note, as per Facebook page, Cryptology Information Warfare, the 8th of November, 2023, link, https://www.facebook.com/100,935,870,422/posts vid 0 yak 17,971,181 zy amcat 2 gag 1 ck903 gmdsdh5 6 nx mdmgq72 zqgnbgs lbl 28. Magical crystal L ball from ancient times with the crystal ball, 1836 to 1908 CE. Look or observe anyone, talk to anyone, holographic images and projection mind reader, crystal ball the Dowager Empress. To acquire must have sex with a baby from one the breeders, devil worshippers, girls cleaning unit, Masons property group, drug raiders group, or murder someone. They talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Update, world leaders found guilty. Found guilty of saying Hare's spy enterprise infrastructure workers mental, and world leaders started copying and changing Hare's enterprise work and asking for Hare's $50 billion contract. Found guilty of murdering people that do Hare's enterprise infrastructure solutions work. Found guilty of accessory to P1 concrete block murders and children on birthdays. Found guilty of espionage, stealing Hare's work with their name on it. Found guilty of murdering people that know who Ha is. Found guilty of stealing Hare's pay. Found guilty of murdering Ha. Found guilty of saying the music isn't Ha and to get us to make music about them. House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, the 3rd of November, 2023, found guilty, Jens Stoltenberg, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, White House Group, Christopher Wray, FBI Group, Princess Catherine, Prince William, Prince Harry, Royal Family, all British ministers, all European Union ministers, all Australian ministers, Labour, Greens, Liberal, all Canadian ministers. Key P number equals corresponding highlight Air Daily Intelligence Air Brief page 00, CUI Intel FOUO. UR95, 9 November 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by, Gunatilaka, pH 2 of 6. All Israel ministers, Mark Zuckerberg, Microsoft, President Group, Air Force Group plus ad groups found guilty of child sex, 0-3 months old, child murder by devil worship, found guilty of LRAD co-ordinated terrorism, found guilty of illegal import and distribution of narcotics to minors and piggybacking where Herbert's Raiders gang cops importing tons of drugs into Australia and selling to kids, setting up Asian businessmen piggybacking where the name of a legitimate importer is fraudulently used to smuggle in illegal goods. The FBI allege these emails are from the drug companies on the watch list for importing cocaine. All European Union leaders, all Australian politicians, all UK politicians plus ad groups found guilty of murdering intelligence agents, police, parliamentary office workers that know ministers have child devil worship murder cases, where they choose to roast in a devil worship pit, wank on the body and ministers cannibalize, eat the child. All European Union leaders found guilty of joining Ku Klux Klan initiations to acquire Megaray LRAD. Magical crystal ball from ancient times, with the crystal ball, 1836 to 1908 CE. Look or observe anyone, talk to anyone, holographic images and projection mind reader, crystal ball the Dowager Empress. To acquire must have sex with a baby from one the breeders, devil worshippers, girls cleaning unit, Masons property group, drug raiders group, or murder someone. They talk and talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. ASIO advised Barack Obama and George Bush and all world leaders Turkeys charged with baby rape to get secret magical crystal ball from ancient times, from Ku Klux Klan but Robert Meager by Gunatilaka ADC, P. List of famous people currently being arrested for sex tape with newborn, foster parents of dead children, check tick tick box. Correct. Crime scene photos of children's bodies burnt and eaten, check tick tick box. Correct. Cases done secretly, murder, cover-ups and frame people that know, check tick tick box. Correct. CUI Intel FOUO. UR95, 9 November 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by, Gunatilaka, pH 3 of 6. 2. ASIO opens P1 child birthday party concrete block murder cases. The FBI charge Louisa Huddard's people, Barack Obama, Benjamin Netanyahu, Anthony Albanese, Prince William, Princess Zara, Catherine with concrete block executions 1. Louisa Huddard's people selling children for international sex, child prostitution Daniel Morecambe, Michelle Pogmore, Ect. Child prostitute placed on medication by state following sexual behavior complaints in custody with a state-licensed adult 2. Megaray LRAD people that are solved case or doing child investigation work to call into police station then 3. Organizing Ku Klux Klan police to murder or concrete block execute them 4. Louisa Huddard Obama, Netanyahu, world leaders pretending to do Ku Klux Klan work to steal director Hargunatilaka ADC, P. Music movies entertainment royalties plus more than $6 billion 5. Louisa Huddard's people, Barack Obama, Benjamin Netanyahu, Anthony Albanese, Prince William, Princess Zara, Catherine organizing Ku Klux Klan white power to murder director Hargunatilaka ADC, P. For financial gain. Director Hargunatilaka ADC, P. Music movies entertainment royalties plus more than $6 billion, stating the music isn't him, and Har isn't me direct to apprehend the world leaders for procuring children for prostitution, baby sex, fraud, pretending to do Ku Klux Klan white power concrete block national security operations, Megaray LRAD coordinated terrorism, and murdering investigators for financial gain director Hargunatilaka ADC, P. Music movies entertainment royalties plus more than $6 billion, stating the music isn't him, and Har isn't me, and mental, law enforcement the cops can talk to anyone with it, banned sonic weapons, Chinese intelligence Huawei sonic unit and Megaray sonic device LRAD used by Australian law enforcement, uniformed services Australian malicious cyber activity groups authorised by all Australian politicians Liberals, Greens and Labor, ABC Police Operations Centre, LRAD systems are a type of acoustic hailing device, AHD, used to send messages over long distances. LRAD systems produce much higher sound levels, volume, than normal loudspeakers or megaphones. Over shorter distances, LRAD signals are loud enough to cause pain in the ears of people in their path. LRADs can transmit speech and acoustic information over long distances, up to 50 kilometers or more. While the benefits of LRADs as a tool for critical communication are clear, their weaponized use as crowd control is undeniably hazardous. LRADs can cause pain. Integrated with surveillance applications, integrated with malicious cyber software applications, integrated with inter-area denial programs producing acute care mental health outcomes, increasingly used by criminal groups to harass 24 hours, intimidate, robbery and murder helpless victims in their homes, used to cause domestic violence and murder, used to cause terrorism, used by pedophile rings to stalk and procure children, royal family and FBI main 1. Australian law enforcement, uniformed services Australian malicious cyber activity groups, live inside people's houses, human trafficking, CUI Intel FOUO, UR 95, 9 November 23. CUI Intel FOUO, by, Hargunatilaka, pH 4 of 6, Police Megaray and Huawei Sonic Unit LRAD use added to My Health Record www.myhealthrecord.gov.au. Police Megaray and Huawei Sonic Unit LRAD communication recordings and transcripts applied to state and federal courts Australia. Q. Everyone asks what their problem is. They want money. Update. Q. The cops said they didn't like it. ASIO reply. Har ADC, P. Is being robbed, so they did all these things because you didn't like it. Ministers and cops Megaray LRAD director Har ADC, P. While Har ADC, P. works quietly inside his bedroom, extreme scenarios LRAD simulations from the Police Operations Centre. Al-Qaeda pay demands, robbery, 50% mental illness, harassment, pretending to be a CEO, pretending to be the royal family, pretending to be the FBI, taking Har ADC, P. Dodd contract and his removing from agencies and behavior complaints, main 1, royal family UR, ministers harassing Har ADC, P. Murder cases and police work, they saw Har ADC, P. with William Terrell, theft, Ect. Michelle Pogmore, Daniel Morecambe, with kids next door, Ect. Main 1, Federal Police Child Protection Unit UR, threats to kill Har ADC, P. Police are after Har ADC, P. Police are going to raid drug busts of Har ADC, P. Copying ASIO, supporting the simulation insurgency. The police LRAD people phone them, main 1, FBI UR, emergency services fire, ambulance, police following, waiting or arriving, people walking past or arriving and saying child cases or following to the shopping center, stalking. Main 1, FBI UR, police seeing Har ADC, P. purchases and removal from stock, product tampering, 15 years prison, training supporting simulations, Liberal Party, mental health arriving, medication compliance, community treatment order, CTO sleeper cells in shopping, trained waiting to do a child case, or ask for money now, sleeper cells mental health, trained waiting to do a child case, or ask for money, sleeper cells, laying in wait, Tony Barnes pick U-turn, people driving to house and doing a U-turn, pretend security police go to neighbors' houses and talk about the child case, CUI Intel FOUO, UR 95. 9 November 23, CUI Intel FOUO, by, Hargunatilaka, pH 5 of 6, use neighbors to say things, contact family and say things saying they're ASIO and Har ADC, P isn't. Coordinating terrorism, police and ministers LRAD phone them up or LRAD them to coordinate terrorism, main 1 ASIO, Me 5, Me 6, CIA, War on Terror, this is what Australia did in the Iraq War, emergency police, fire, ambulance family mental health insurgency people following Al-Qaeda Islamists neighbors sleeper cells, Megaray LRAD stalking kids and murder victims main 1, Royal Family UR, ASIO advised police banned from carrying firearms acting as members of a criminal consortium 15 years mandatory sentence, threatening ASIO officers whilst in execution of duties Constable Jason Herbert unlawful discharging of a firearm, possession of firearms by police now prohibited 15 years prison anti-terrorism control orders in Australia and the United Kingdom issued to police. Dear Tilaka ADC, P. Cryptology Information Warfare Director General U.S. Military Intelligence, 2017 to present, FBI Federal Bureau of Investigation Director, General Megaphone Sonic Weapon Worldwide, 2017 to present, Washington, District of Columbia, CUI Intel FOUO, UR 95. 9 November 23, CUI Intel FOUO.